building a statue, a sculptor doesn't keep adding clay to his subject. Actually, he keeps chiseling away at the non-essentials until the truth of his creation is revealed without obstruction. Bruce Lee. We watched Jordan struggle his first 2 seasons in the league to a point where people were writing him off. Like, it was bad, right? But he had some room to grow. Down season for the Warriors, and we've continually seen him take steps up to this point to where now he's a legit scorer in this league. He's a $100 million player, right? The earrings are droopy. And so with that comes more scrutiny, more expectations. Granted, he's still, 23 years old? So that he's nowhere near a finished product. And so I make this video not to hate or throw slander, really out of the hopes that he sees this and just give you guys some insight into, if I were in an empty gym with him, these are the things that I would tell him and have him work on. Speed is relative, just like anything else. But I think in the sports world, we don't look at it that way because it's such an obvious characteristic. Ja Morant, De'Aaron Fox, really fast. Luka, Jokic, play slow relative to those guys. It might look a little different at LA Fitness, right? It's relative. But with all these athletes and their elite traits, they tend to lean on them. Their strength can become their weakness. And when you look at these super fast and quick players, they've relied on it their whole lives, right? And so, boom, boom, they want to do everything fast. And you watch Jordan Poole at times when he comes off screens and he wants to do everything so fast that a lot of the times the moves and stuff that he does, they're wasted. It's wasted energy because the defense hasn't even reacted. The move was so quick, right? And I think Ja Morant is probably the best example of this as far as a really fast, quick player, but he knows how to play slow. And that's what really has set him apart to that elite level. Along with his attributes, he's got crazy body control, right? And deceleration. And that's one area where Poole, I think, can work on physically is he's really quick. He's fast. He's not the greatest at decelerating. That's a trait of its own, right? But when you watch Ja, to go along with his speed and quickness, he'll slow down on you and change pace and then explode. And that's what's so magnificent and what's so startling and sudden about his athleticism. It's his patience to slow down and wait for a play to develop or wait for the right time to hit that turbo button. Now, Poole, his most effective move is a hezzy out of an in and out, usually rejecting a screen. And that, ironically, is when he's his most patient. And that's usually the setup to some of his more spectacular plays. And listen, when Jordan hits a dribble combo series, a hezzy behind the bat, it's magnificent. And that's why he's quickly become one of the more popular younger players in the league. But there are a lot of other occasions where he dribbles 10 times and he gets nothing from it, right? It's fruitless. It's just a waste of energy. And I think it comes from being a drill baby. And that's what this generation is. I know it because I train the kids. My daughter is one herself where they do so many dribbling drills and sequences. You see it all over Instagram, right? And YouTube. Bap, 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 bap. This muscle memory gets programmed in. Just amazing ball handlers, quickness, right? But too much of the ball handling is predetermined. And that's what I'm seeing with Poole right now, where he comes down and he can just turn the corner and he wants to hit. And all that did was allow the defender to really recover. He didn't go anywhere with it. And so I have a general rule with athletes: the quicker and faster you are, the less moves you need. The less moves you need. And that's the quote in the beginning of this video is essentially what I'm getting at. I think he needs to strip away some of these moves and he'll actually become more effective. For instance, you can watch in the game tonight because he does it every night, and you can watch it all week. When Jordan Poole catches the ball in a triple threat, what he's going to do is, because it's muscle memory, it's programmed in, I don't even think he's aware of it. He's going to jab, he's going to shimmy back, and then he's going to go. So it'll go, and he'll go, right? Now it works sometimes, right? But when you're as quick as he is, you can just leave. You can just rip through basic fundamental, and I guarantee it'll be more effective, and you'll actually have more balance and rhythm coming off the defender or whatever trying to turn the corner. Now, against a younger defender, it may work, right? It looks flashy, but a veteran guy, for instance, if Andre Iguodala was standing in front of him, not that he would be, but in practice, right? All that little shimmy is, once you get the tape and you learn these tendencies, all that does is allow that defender to prepare to move laterally the way he knows you're going to go, right? It's like a tell. And so if he can strip away some of these muscle memory moves, whether it's that, shimmy jab step or just unnecessary in and outs and hesitations when he's already in space, he's already created the space, but he's still kind of doing his drill move set. And again, when he hits, it's amazing, but it's not the most efficient way to go about things. And then again, the pace and speed, if he can slow down at times, it's just going to magnify and accentuate. Did I say that right? His speed, right? It's like, and again, Ja is the best at this right now in the league. It's like if you're an artist, right? And you want your picture to pop, what do you need? Contrast, right? If it's too light, add some darkness, or vice versa, right? And Poole right now, he paints a pretty picture. Don't get it twisted, but it's all kind of the same tone. He needs to create some contrast to his game by simplifying it and slowing down. Just take some of the moves out and just learn to change pace, because with that first step, it's top 5 in the league, and that's being generous, right? Or being humble, I should say, right? It's probably more like a top 3 first step in this league. But there's probably some young cats I'm not thinking of. You don't need much, dude. You can just go right around guys, right? And the second part of this, where this will help him, is not only being efficient and as a playmaker, because you heard Kerr say, well, he's just trying to make a play every time, right? And he gets carried away with the dribbling, and he is. But again, if he plays with pace, now you're able to more read the defense. He gets to the rim in such a hurry with such speed, he really can't, there's really no plan B a lot of the time, because he's just there too quickly, and it's so abrupt, and he's just da-da-da-da-da, right? All this stuff. So it will help him be more efficient and also see the floor better, read the defense, if you can play with pace at the 3 levels. He uses the 3-point line very well to attack because he knows it's a threat. But the mid-range, he's got to figure out to slow down there as well. Slow down and 3 levels, and that will freeze and open up the offense for him. I don't know if I'm making sense here. But the other area is defensively. Because right now he's got energy to spare, right? Sometimes he gets out there, he's like a puppy, and you let your puppy out in the backyard, and he's just everywhere with it. He's just got all this energy to spare. It doesn't matter, right? But that's not going to last forever. And where it does take a toll is on the defensive end. He's gotten a lot better this year on the ball. You can see how active he is with his hands. He's been in the classroom with Andre with that rip move and using his hands, playing to his strengths. But where he really struggles is team defense and off the ball. He struggles to be physical. And, I know he's Steph's protege. If you watch Steph's really physical when it comes to setting screens or putting a body on somebody. And it wasn't always that way. I understand that it's taken him time to get there. But if there's a switch or you have to show or a hedge under the basket, Poole, he just doesn't make a lot of contact with these guys. You got to put a body on someone cutting across the paint or cutting across your face. And he just really half-heartedly just kind of sticks his arm out there. And, he'll have more energy and physicality for that end if he's more efficient on the offensive end. So I know I threw a lot of information at you. And these are the type of things actually that I talk about in my breakdowns, where it's more demonstrative within the play. Like, you see what he did here, you see what he did there. And you may say, well, who are you, man? What are you? I know this because that's how I used to play, right? At a very bum level, I was Jordan Poole as far as quickness. And again, it's all relative, right? Like, me compared to Jordan Poole, I'm a bum, right? As far, at basketball. But at, pickup game, LA Fitness, I'm getting picked up. I'm pretty good. And when I was younger, I relied too much on my speed and quickness because that's what I did. And as I slowed down, I realized how much more effective my quickness actually was. And then I didn't need as many moves, right? The only reason I slowed down, though, is because I got older. And it was like, all right, well, like I don't have as much energy. So it forced me to slow down, simplify my game, and I actually got a lot better offensively by doing less. And so I think that moving forward for Poole, I dare you, if someone send him this video at this, hit likes, build up this video so somehow he sees it. Triple threat, none of this shimmy stuff, just catch it and even pause. Use deception, whap, and rip through. That's the other point I wanted to make. Again, he's so fast and quick, he doesn't really need moves. In contrast, let's use D'Angelo Russell, right? He played with Poole briefly. We've seen his game. He doesn't have a third gear. He doesn't have a turbo button. So he has to use moves, right? D'Lo's bag of tricks is deep as well, but it's necessary. And that's in part what makes it so spectacular to watch D'Lo. He's a unique player. So he has to use deception, shakes, and moves, get guys to shift one way so he can go the other way. But what he uses so well is his eyes. If you watch D'Angelo Russell, he sells his moves with his eyes and his head, right? And doing stuff like that. And so if Poole can blend some pace and some deception into his game and strip out all these ISO dribble moves, we're going to see him take another step offensively and hopefully have more energy for the defensive end. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, Joe.